there, I hope all of you are doing wonderfully today. I do want to share one of my recent purchases. I bought a few KKW beauty products, and in this video I am going to share my thoughts with you. It's going to be a brief review. I'm simply going to tell you what I think about the products and how they've been working for me. And after that, I am going to share a tutorial with you. I did buy one of her palettes, and of course I wanted to create a look for you just in case you were interested. So without any delays, let's jump right into this video. One of the first products that I automatically picked up are Kim Kardashian's concealers, the KK Beauty Conceal. And this is the packaging it comes in. It's a very beautiful nude pink packaging. Even the box that the products come in that type of packaging. It looks very nice when you open it. Coming back to the concealer, I do feel like this is a very good product. It makes your under eyes look very nice. I don't think it emphasizes my pores, but I don't feel like this is a full coverage concealer. So if you wanted to cover your dark circles, it's not going to help you much with that. I believe that it didn't help me with that portion much. However, I didn't try to build it up. And the reason I didn't try to build it up is because I don't like to apply a lot of concealer or a lot of product underneath my eyes. Simply because usually the product either ends up looking cakey or it ends up emphasizing your fine lines. I applied a decent amount. I believe that I applied more of this than I would have the Tarte Shape Tape. The Tarte concealer, you know that's full coverage. This one, again, it looks very nice, but in my point of view, it's about a medium coverage. If you wanted to cover severe dark circles, I don't think it's going to do that for you. As I was shopping, I also decided to pick up this KK Beauty Cream Contour. And I'll be honest with you, this is probably the nicest cream contour that I've found. I've looked at the drugstore, I've looked at Sephora, and I don't think I've found a contour shade that I like more than this one. This is just a very nice, wonderful brown contouring shade. I feel like it has no warmth in it whatsoever. It's a brown, cool contouring cream stick. And it's very nice to contour your nose. It facilitates things a lot simply because you can draw the line and blend it out. I saw several videos where girls were struggling to blend this product out, and to be honest, I didn't struggle much. Simple, you just blend it out. Just don't let it dry out. If you let it dry, then you will struggle when it comes to blending. Again, it is one of my favorite contour sticks when it comes to color. The formula, I don't think it does anything extraordinary for me, but the color for contour just rocks. Another one of the products that I picked up, and I am currently wearing it on my lips, is this KKW Beauty lipstick, and it is on the shade 3 Peach, okay? When I saw this, I freaked out. The color looks intense, but I really like how it applies on your lips. Here's a swatch of the color right here. It's a very nice color, and it mixes very nice with lip liners. I feel like when you add a new lip liner with this, it just creates a very nice shade. I also usually top this lipstick off with lip gloss, and it looks wonderful. Today, right now, I didn't want to mess with the color. I wanted you to see an actual representation of the lipstick. So for that reason, I didn't really apply lip liner. I simply applied it on my Cupid's bow so that I wouldn't step out of the line. But other than that, this is just the true lip color, both on my lips and on my hand swatch. The lipstick packaging is very cute. It's clear, and what holds the lip color is this very pretty nude container. Now, if you're wondering about the formula, the color does apply matte, but I don't feel like it's extremely uncomfortable. I can wear it throughout the day and I won't be bothered. However, do take into consideration that a lot of the times, most of the times, I mix this lip color with a lip gloss. Last but not least, I did purchase the KKW Beauty palette, and this is one of the first palettes she came up with. I believe it's her second palette. This is just the one that looks very simple and possibly neutral. Most people claim that this palette, it's a neutral palette, it's a classic palette, it's an everyday palette, and I agree, it can be if you like these types of shades for an everyday wear. To be quite honest, I really like the shades on the palette. This is just a beautiful bronze metallic. You have a copper, and then you have a champagne metallic as well. Those three colors are just wonderful, and the mattes, I had no problems blending them out. I'll be completely honest, I haven't used every color in the palette. If you want an update or if you have questions, just ask me down in the comments. I'll keep on wearing it and using it, and I'll update you on any of these products. I haven't been using them for a long time. I've had these products for about 2 weeks, and I've created very similar looks with this palette. There's not a whole lot of inspiration you're going to get from this palette. You can simply work with the colors that you have here. Versus if you buy a Morphe palette, a Makeup Revolution palette, it does give you more of a color range. The colors here are limited, but if you ask me, they are beautiful. In my point of view, one of the best colors from this palette, and I say that based on how unique I think the shade is, it's this one right here. It's called Florence, and it's just a beautiful yellow transition shade. Again, if you are looking for something unique, I think this right here is a shade that speaks unique to me, different. I don't think this shape is dupable. Versus every other shade on the palette, I believe you can dupe it. This one, I don't think I've ever come across an eyeshadow that's this color or this particular shade. All in all, I do want to mention that I was very happy with the products that I purchased. Are they extraordinary? They are not, but I really enjoy the contour color shade. I ended up liking the lipstick a lot, and I have no problems with the eyeshadow palette. The concealer, I wish it would be a little more full coverage. It's not, and I can work with it, especially because it does highlight your eyes beautifully. I am wearing it today underneath my eyes, and I feel like it doesn't emphasize pores. It just looks it sits very nicely on top of your skin. Again, from the concealer, all I was hoping for was a tad bit more coverage, but as a whole, it's a great product. I don't feel like I felt dry underneath my eyes, and it covered enough, but it didn't eliminate my dark circles. So if you have heavy dark circles, maybe that concealer is not going to be for you. Very quickly, I do want to mention a thing that I had an issue with. My order took about 2 weeks to get shipped. I did pay $8 for shipping, I believe almost 8 something. And again, the product wasn't shipped immediately, and that kind of bothered me a little bit because I did place a Sephora order and an Ulta order around that time, and the Ulta and the Sephora order got to me perfectly fine, perfectly quickly. I can tell you that I placed one of the Ulta orders after I placed a KKW order, and the product still arrived to me before, and I paid no shipping. I felt like their customer service was horrible. First of all, it takes them about 2 days to reply to an email, and there's no other way of communicating with the company. So when it comes to customer service, I feel like KKW Beauty just left me wishing for a lot. I was not happy with customer service, and I feel like I was not happy with the shipping either. I waited 2 weeks for the products to ship. That means that I was waiting empty-handed for my product. I'll be honest, I don't regret waiting. I got to try some products that I was very excited about, some products that I really wanted to try. But would I order from that company again? I don't know if the wait is worth it to me. I feel like unless KKW Beauty transfers to a store like Ulta or Sephora, I feel like I am no longer going to purchase from the company simply because I felt like their customer service was not the best and shipping just took a long time. So again, I would rather make my purchases from either Sephora or Ulta. When it comes to the products though, I have no complaints. If Sephora or Ulta was shipping my order, I would definitely order some of her stuff. But again, because I felt like her company just lacked on customer service and my shipping just took forever, that kind of disappointed me a little when it came to the brand itself. Again, the products are not bad, but I don't know if I would want to wait that long to receive a product. So when it comes to the review, that's all I basically have to say. Now we get to jump into the eye tutorial. So today we are going to start by using the KKW Beauty Palette, and I am going to start by applying the transition shade, and I am going to be applying this one right here. And this is just a wonderful, gorgeous shade. I immediately gravitated towards this when I received the palette. I feel like this is one of the most unique shades that this palette has, especially, I'm obsessed with transition shades, so this yellowish, brownish type of shade just really gets me. I feel it looks beautiful on your lids. I do want to mention that I did prime my eyes with the KKW concealer. And I'm just blending my eyeshadow. I'm just picking up the crease color. And notice that I have no particular way of going about it. There's no precision. I'm simply spreading the color all over the place. It's a very, very nice color. And again, you just build it up to your liking. I'm building it up a little bit. I just really enjoy that shade as a whole. It's a very nice yellowish, brownish shade if you ask me. More yellow than anything, but it's just a very unique yellowish transition color. I really, really like it. That is probably, again, one of my favorite eyeshadows. One of the ones that I find very unique in the palette. But this eyeshadow, this transition shade is just very gorgeous. It's very nice. And I believe the shade is called Florence. The shades are written down in the back of the palette. So again, Florence is just a beautiful yellow shade. And there you have the transition color. If you watch my videos, then you kind of know the next step. I am going to take a smaller blending brush. I never mentioned the brand because this brush is just so old that it doesn't even have a brand on it anymore. It's just a very old, reliable brush. Because of that, I always use it. I am going to take this smaller blending brush, and I am going to take this color right here. And this is just a beautiful pinkish corally color. I adore it as well. I believe it is called Selfish. And this is just a very pretty pink. I am going to apply it very tightly around my crease area. These eyeshadows, as you can see, I don't think I'm having any problems blending or building them up. They're very nice. Are they the best eyeshadows I've used? I don't think so. They are not, but they are definitely good quality. Again, not the best. If you ask me, I prefer the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette when it comes to both blendability and possibly even pigmentation. But again, the colors are a little stronger there. This is just your typical classical palette, basically. It's your everyday palette. If you like these types of colors, of course. And I bet you knew this was coming. Right now, with no additional product, I'm simply going to go over all the area I've worked on just to make sure that everything is as blended as it can be. And again, I'm just kind of making sure that the colors are married together. I know I always say married together. Some of you probably get weirded out. They're just eyeshadows. How can they possibly marry? But I don't know. I'm trying to conversate. Give me a break, guys. Because my instinct is to automatically go for the copper color, I am going to go for the bronze shade right here. And I believe this one is called Chicago. I believe this pretty metallic bronze shade is called Chicago. And this is what I will be applying on my eyelid. I am going to be applying the color Chicago with my finger. And I'm simply going to do that because I want to see how the eyeshadow works. And I'll be honest, I tried them already. They actually work very well. It's a very nice eyeshadow. The metallics, I can tell you that this one and even Saint work very nicely. They do stand out more if you add Fix Plus, but even if you don't need it. The eyeshadow doesn't demand you to spray Fix Plus on it because it's still going to look pretty and metallic once you apply it on your eyelid. With this small blending brush, I'm going to go in one more time with this same pink color, and I'm simply going to hug it around my lid shade. I want to make sure that there's no unevenness, that everything is blended. And I'm simply going to add the pink color there. I'll be honest, I feel like I'm probably boring you guys with my typical red, brown, purple eye looks. So because of that, I decided not to go for the copper. I decided to go for something different, something pink and bronzy. Something pretty. With this big fluffy puffy brush, I'm simply going to clean the fallout that I've had. And then why not just polish the rest of my face, right? With this fluffy blending brush, I am going to take the color Florence again, this pretty yellow one, and I'm simply going to go over everything. Of course, now my brush does have additional product. Now I'm actually putting eyeshadow on the brush as I'm blending. With this shadow brush, I am simply going to take this color right here. I believe it's called Fade, and this is just a very pretty creamy vanilla shade. I'm simply going to apply it on the top so that it can kind of separate the color that I brought up and my brow. I mean, they're pretty much separated. I just want to make sure that I didn't bring the color too far up, and this will balance things a little, if you ask me. With this small pencil brush, I am going to be taking the color Selfish one more time, this pink one, and I'm simply going to apply it very close to my lower lash line. Now very quickly, I am going to take the color Chicago one more time, and I'm simply going to make sure that my lid shade is freshened up. I don't want to lose any pigment, and I did blend the eye look quite a bit, so I'm simply going to go over it and make sure that the color still remains intact and beautifully metallic. And as you can see, if you pay attention, or if the camera allows you to see, I did lose quite a bit of pigment as I was blending, so I'm simply putting it on again. so that that metallic shade can really pop. With this small blending brush, I am going to be taking the color Saint, and it's this pretty vanilla metallic color. And that is simply going to be my highlight shade on my inner corner. It's actually a little more champagne-ish. It's like a champagne vanilla color. It's a very nice color. It's a very nice highlight. I'm simply going to apply it. Like always, I'm just gonna put some on top of my Cupid's bow. And when it comes to the eye look, this is what we have so far. And now let me finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be back with you in a flash. We've come to the end of this video. Hopefully you found it helpful, entertaining, or interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Look for me on Instagram and leave your comments and requests down below. I'll see you around next time. I hope you have a beautiful day or a wonderful night. Goodbye.